We're coming up to the holiday of Shavuot.
Yes, we are.
Now is preparation for Shavuot.
Yes.
And the Megillah that we read on Shavuot is?
Book of Ruth.
Very good. Megillat Ruth, the book of Ruth.
Well done, Maureen.
I met my husband on Shavuot.
Really?
Yes.
So it's a special day for you.
Oh, yes.
How long ago, can we ask?
29.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
But I met him 30 years ago. We married a year later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Very auspicious date.
It's a 3-day holiday this year. It's Shabbat, and then Shavuot. They're not together.
Aha!
Shavuot is also a special holiday because we receive the Torah on Shavuot.
Yes.
And this is especially counting up until Shavuot. And what else happened to us on Shavuot?
Oh, that big rabbi that's on the hill
That's
there.
Lag BaOmer,
Oh, that's
as before Shavuot.
You study all night long. until
In many
the
places
sun
they study all night
rises.
long, but what else happened to us in our history?
It's
Because
as
of
though
Torah.
What did getting the Torah mean?
Made us a nation instead of just scattered tribes.
Say
got
it
the
in
second
better
time.
words. We converted to Judaism
Oh,
We got it the second time.
on Shavuot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hashem tells us many times,
Yes.
you converted to Judaism. Love the convert, for you are converts. I'm flying to Israel next Sunday.
I know.
B'ezrat Hashem.
You're going from the 9th
going for a week
from
and
the
a half.
8th to the 18th or something, right?
Yes, and Dora is going to go be with her family, take care of her brother-in-law, her sister, the kids. I'm taking an opportunity, hopefully, to take a test on the laws of conversion, and I hope that I'll pass. B'ezrat Hashem.
You will.
I haven't taken a smicha test in a number of years now. I'm a little rusty.
No,
Yeah,
that you'll
but-
Fine.
excuse me,
You will
you'll
do
be
fine.
just fine.
Thank
We'll
you.
all be wishing you.
And B'ezrat Hashem, it'll be a first step in the right direction of making
I've
the
got
world
somebody
of conversion better.
who wants to do that.
So B'ezrat Hashem, Shavuot is the holiday of conversion, both because the Jewish people converted on Mount Sinai, and because who else converted on Shavuot?
somebody else did.
Ruth.
Somebody else did?
Ruth.
Oh, Ruth.
Ruth. Ruth is not Jewish.
converted. No.
She converted to Judaism. Who's Ruth's great grandson?
David Melech.
King David.
Yes.
And that means that the Mashiach that is going to redeem us is the great grandson of King David. And that means that if it wasn't for this woman who converted to Judaism, not only will we not ever have King David, we would also never be redeemed.
It would have come through somewhere else, though.
I don't know that.
I don't
It's the way
know.
Kadosh
I
Baruch Hu
agree
wanted
with
the world
you.
to work.
I agree with you. I'm not sure that it would have happened.
The Midrash Tanchuma says, Vayomer el Moshe. Hashem spoke to Moshe. What does that mean? In the Parasha of Yitro. Who's Yitro was also a
Yitro was
convert to Judaism.
Yes, he did.
He's the father-in-law of
Of Moses.
very good of
And
Moshe.
his wife's name was Sephora.
His daughter's name.
His daughter's name was Sephora,
The
and
one
she
who-
also converted.
She married Moshe.
That's
Yes.
right. And she converted too. And they had 2 sons.
Vayomer el Moshe, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Amar lo Moshe. Hashem says to Moshe, Ani hu she'amarti v'haya ha'olam. I am he who said that the world should be created. Ani hu she'mekarev, v'ani ve'ini merachek. I am the one who brings people close to me, and I do not distance the people from me. Shneimar, like it says in the Torah, okay? Ani hu shekiravti li'ito. I am the one who brought Yitro close to me. V'lo rechaktiv, and I did not distance himself from me. V'af adan, so too for you, Moshe. Adam sheba etzlecha litgayer, a person that comes to you to convert, karvehu ve'al tachikehu, bring him in and don't force him out. Miyad vayitze Moshe likat chotno. Immediately Moshe goes up and goes out towards his father-in-law and brings him into the Jewish people. What is Hashem saying to us?
To welcome people,
To welcome
who
people
are
in.
converts.
To welcome them to become Jews. So that they can
What's the difference in what both of you said? What's the difference?
I think to welcome the person who wants to be
Anybody.
Jewish, to be Jewish. But what did you say, Marlene?
I said a convert, but you're saying you
No,
mean
no,
convert.
No, the secret is, I know that today it's very different. But what Hashem is saying there is that anybody who wishes to be one of us, you should welcome him into the fold and teach him how to be one of us.
Very good. Very good.
Is that, am I correct?
Yes, this is not a New Age Jewish teaching. This is found in Midrash Tanchuma, in the Midrash that's on the Torah in the book of Yitro.
Yes.
This is you're reading from the
Midrash
Midrash.
Tanchuma.
And not so much.
Tanchuma.
I have somebody who converted conservative because he had a problem with somebody else. But he would really like to be Orthodox. So please get your
I'll talk to you when I get back from Israel.
sliver, and he works for me. And
I'll talk to you when I get back from Israel.
Yes, and that's why he became Jewish.
Amar Rabbi Elazar. Rabbi Elazar tells us.
Because he wanted to be like Richard Mille. Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
And he is now. I'm listening 2 years.
This is from Tractate Pesachim, the Talmud and Pesachim, the book on Passover.
It's not
Lo
it's
higla-
not in the Chumash? No.
Lo higla Kadosh Baruch Hu et Yisrael levein haumot. The only reason Hashem exiled the Jewish people among the non-Jews, Ela kedei shitvasfu alehem gerim, in order so that there may be attached to them, added to the Jewish people, converts. What does that mean? Why are we in exile?
To bring other people close.
To bring other people with us back home.
And those people did join us at the foot of Mount
But I'm
Sinai.
talking about now. You're right about Sinai, yes. But what about now?
But the problem is we're scattered amongst all the secular countries, and the majority of us have taken on the secular values and left Judaism. So it seems like I could work the opposite way.
Do you know how many rabbis have tried to go out to bring people close, and instead the people brought them close?
Yes.
How many rabbis went to go save the hippies and ended up being hippies instead?
That's
How many rabbis went out to go save the college kids on campus and instead became alcoholics?
true.
How many times? This happens all the time. It's the story of the world. When you're sent out, you have to be holding on to something. You have to have a source. You have to have something that keeps you in line, keeps you in check. Sleeping. Yeah.
But
He woke up and then he went back in.
why would it, Hashem's purpose for scattering us, why would it be to bring other people? When the reverse seems to have happened.
Well, how much of it is our fault? It's not Hashem's fault. We did two things wrong. One is we've given up our own Judaism. And the second is that we don't accept those who want to come in.
That's exactly.
Do you know how many people every day try to become a part of the Jewish people?
Yes.
And we reject them, and we throw
3
them out.
times you have to reject
See,
them.
almost to the point where Avril thinks that 3 times you have to reject them.
Yes.
Well, that's what we're told.
That's what you're told. By
That's
who?
exactly. Oh, by Chabad.
No,
More
I have to be honest.
by where? It's not just Chabad. Chabad's not the only people saying that.
there are other Orthodox rabbis.
Why do you
who
have
say
to
this.
reject them? Who says you have to reject them?
To make sure that they really want to become Jewish.
That's
what they
different
say.
than rejecting them.
That's
Can
what
you
they
make
say.
sure someone really wants to be Jewish without rejecting them?
You push them away.
Yes.
And then
Why
you-
push them away?
Why?
Here, I read to you 2 sources
Yes,
that's
from
what people
Talmudic
do.
times which say you have to bring them close.
I don't understand, and I've had many discussions about this because it's really, really made me
There's a very
annoyed.
easy way to get people to find out if they want. Start teaching them Torah mitzvot. Tell them that tomorrow morning you're going to wake up and there's 613 new things you have to do you didn't have to do yesterday.
That's
you
right.
watch, people will run for their lives if they're not interested.
The thing is this, that we can't do all 613 because most of them
So we're left with like
can only be done
170,
in
right?
Israel.
We're left with like 170. Okay,
That's
that's
right.
it's still a lot
I
more than you had to
haven't
do yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, why is rejection the way we go?
I don't understand. I've never understood.
It's not in our classic sources.
No.
There are later sources, not in our classics.
We're not allowed to proselytize, though.
We are allowed to
We're not.
proselytize.
We are?
Yeah, see, again, you've been taught, you're not the only one, I was also taught that we're not allowed to proselytize. Of course you're allowed to proselytize. Why can the Jehovah's Witnesses do it and I can't? Do I actively want to? I don't know, that's a really different question. Allowed to? Sure I'm allowed to. Avraham Avinu didn't do that.
Of course he did.
He set up a tent in the middle of the desert and anyone who came in, what was he doing with him?
Yeah.
He was teaching
He
them.
was a missionary.
Of course he was.
Everyone who came in, you have to pray to God, you have to bless God, you have to...
There is only one God. That was his
Yeah.
big thing. That was his main thing.
Why, when Hashem knows how he made us. And he knew that if he sends us out to all corners of the earth, how we're going to act. Why does he do that? Is everything in life one big test?
Yes.
I think that's a bigger question than just this, but let me say it like this. In our exile, we've suffered many things.
Oh,
I can tell you, though, that some of the people that have joined us throughout our exile, I get it. I get that I came here only for the 3 or 4 people who converted to Judaism that I know. They're much better than any other Jews that I'm familiar with.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you.
Hashem said, you're not going to get these people if you stay in Israel your whole life. So I need you to go to San Diego. I need you to go to Oklahoma. I need you to end up in Yemen, Morocco, Poland, Russia, Hungary. I need you to go there to find other people and bring them close.
That's why the Rebbe sent everybody all over the world.
But Hashem did that 2,000 years ago.
And the Rebbe followed up. Which other group, other than that group, really sent everybody out to try and find people?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Chabad tries.
We're talking,
Yeah, that's what we're talking
That's
about.
what we're talking about. It's only Chabad. And it's interesting to me that they're still finding all these tiny little places in the middle of nowhere that they're still sending people to. That, I mean, if I think about it, who wants to live in Ghana?
Dharamsala, he was a rabbi there.
I know.
Been there for a long time.
So, I'm telling you that clearly there's reprogramming of Judaism that needs to go on in our heads. Because Judaism of today, in many things, has become divorced from the Judaism that we were given in Mount Sinai. The Judaism that our HaShamayim taught us in the Talmud. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's also an effect of being in exile for 2,000 years. We have to go back to a different time, a time where it actually made sense. Somebody wants to come close to Hashem. Why should his only choice be a mosque or a church? Why can a non-Jew know he has a choice to also come to a synagogue?
Why do the rabbis?
If I believe that Hashem is true, I mean, if the premise is I don't, it only works for me, then okay, that's something else. But if I believe that this is the path to Hashem, why can't I help another person on this path?
Why do the rabbis adopt the idea that you have to refuse and push people away 3 times?
Who are not my rabbis?
It's Chabad.
It's not Chabad. It's not Chabad.
You mean it's
It's not Chabad.
And that
You mean
also
it's good and it's all the
I
other.
mean, it's probably the majority of the Orthodox Jewish world today.
Where did they come from? I mean, where did they get the idea of
We can go down the road of where does some things come from, but I don't answer up for what other people do wrong.
I think we should educate and not turn people away and tell them it's a very difficult, challenging religion that carries a lot of responsibility along with it.
And wait.
So you're onto something. We don't believe that in order to go to Gan Eden, that you have to be Jewish.
No.
Contrary to other religions, we don't believe that you have to be Jewish to be a good person.
No.
That has always been our flag. Our flag has been you don't have to be one of us to be a person of Hashem. And that's very unique to us. Normally the country club model is you're in or you're out. You can't be out and still be in. It doesn't work that way. We're different than that. And because of that, we've developed these ideas. We don't need it's true we don't need to proselytize. You don't have to be Jewish to go to Gan Eden. We believe that very much. And it's perhaps what is so attractive about us. We don't have this need to guilt trip other people into being Jewish.
No.
And that's very special.
Well, then how come so many Orthodox people really have that attitude about themselves that they're exclusive?
I told you about,
Than everyone.
like I told Marlene, I can't answer up the flaws of other people. I can't. I don't have a good answer for why they do what they do, but it's a mistake.
It's very
But what am I telling us? I'm telling us, though, that we have to go back to the model of clearly that we have Hashem. If somebody wants to join us, we're allowed to help them join us. Don't have to be so scared. Reprogramming of Jewish ideas. I want to read to you a letter. And this is all the lead up to the next few weeks. Between now and Shavuot, I hope to be learning with you the Megillah of Ruth. The book of Ruth. The book of Ruth is the principal book of conversion to Judaism.
Yeah, because Ruth converted.
Very good. And I want to read through that book with you, come out with some deep ideas with you. If we'll start today, I hope we'll start today. If we don't start today, we'll start the next time. How does a convert to Judaism pray? Listen carefully what I'm telling you. What do you mean, how does he pray?
You mean that certain prayer that they say?
When I pray, I say, Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avoteinu. My God and the God of my fathers. But what if a person's father didn't believe in God? Not that he was an atheist. He was a Roman Catholic. I don't know what he was. So I'm not praying to the same God as my father. So what do I say when I say that? Or very easy. How does a convert wake up in the morning and say, "Blessed are you, Hashem, who did not create me a non-Jew"? He was created a non-Jew. He was. What does he do?
But he's now a Jew, and his fathers are all our forefathers.
No.
No?
He takes them on.
But is he lying when? Or think about it. Hashem, this is in commemoration of when you took me out of Egypt.
No.
His great-great-grandparents came from Saudi Arabia, not from Egypt. Maybe they were even Egyptians.
But if he converted, then
I know that
nothing
spiritually he
changes.
joined the people,
Yeah,
but really,
But how do you
Practically.
know he wasn't one of the 600,000 souls? And he just
you see,
got...
you know what the problem is?
Why?
That you've been trained in a tradition that is Kabbalistic in nature and not Torah in nature.
Oh.
Not you, all of us. We just like we were never taught. So what is a law? What is a custom? What is biblical? What is rabbinic? We also weren't taught what is biblical and what is Kabbalistic.
Oh.
I know that all the souls that ever converted were on Mount Sinai. I know. But I'm telling you here on a practical level, not on a spiritual level. Do you understand?
I do.
Maybe they should say, Lord, my God.
When
You're right. Maybe just my God.
My God,
Keep
yes.
it personal.
Yes.
When somebody's adopted, it doesn't matter where they're from, they're adopted, they now have new parents. They may have different biological parents, but in practicality, these are his new parents.
Very good. When you call up an adopted child to the Torah, what name do you use?
Ben Avraham? I don't know. His actual father.
Imagine the following story. Imagine somebody was born to a Kohen,
Yes.
and then he's adopted by a family of Levites. Which Aliyah does he get to the Torah?
The Cohen.
No.
Why the second? He's a Kohen.
He's a Cohen.
Okay.
Absolutely, he takes the Cohen.
Okay.
Not
In
absolutely.
my opinion.
Not if he's adopted by Levi or anybody else. He's adopted. That's what Marlene is.
Marlene is saying that he's now a Levi. That's what you're saying, right?
I don't know what he is.
So
but
the
he
question
knows
is, when I bless him at the Torah, the son of who?
But
The son of the guy who left him at the orphanage?
no. Yes.
Or the son of the people who are raising him?
In practicality, his parents really are the people who adopted him. So in practicality,
What name do I write in his
Oh, we're
ketubah?
talking about the Torah. What, according to what the Torah
I'm
says?
filling out his marriage contract. Which name do I write inside of it?
His father's name.
His father's name or his biological father's name?
His real father's name. And I'll tell you, I have a problem with that because I adopted Richard's daughter. Okay? And when she got married, they wanted to put my name on the ketubah. And I said that wasn't right because she had a mother. Her mother passed away. It wasn't that I was the mother and I just adopted her because I couldn't have a child in my home that wasn't mine that I would give all this love and attention to. But if you look at her ketubah, her mother's name is there. But that was my choice.
I bring up the point I bring up is just because someone is adopted and we're taking care of them like my own child. And they are like my own child.
Correct.
You know, you can do much less than that. The Torah says that if you teach someone's children Torah, you're considered their parents.
Yes.
Yeah, but like until what extent does the rabbis mean that? So when they go up to the Torah, they should say my name?
No. They said the
All the
parents'
kids
name.
in my bar mitzvah club should write in the wedding invitation, my dad, Rabbi Yoni, that's what they should write?
No.
No, so meaning there must be a level, a limit to, at the end of the day, I'm asking here for a biological parent's name.
That's right.
That why do I write a father's name inside of the ketubah?
To identify who the person
To identify who he is by establishing
But what-
his lineage.
But what if that person, what if the biological father wasn't Jewish?
This
then
is a great question.
adopted
This happened to me
by
recently. What
somebody who is.
if the biological father isn't Jewish?
And the mother isn't Jewish, and they
then-
adopted it from non-Jewish.
No. I'm going to give you a real. Don't confuse me.
Okay.
This is actually my own grandchild. Okay, my oldest granddaughter was adopted by my son-in-law when they were living in New York again. They went through the total process, and I don't know what name she goes by.
So that would be very interesting to find out.
Find out.
Find
but,
out.
But that's a question when you're asking. I'm saying, okay, now, but the biological father, not even listed anywhere. We know who he is, but it's not mentioned anywhere.
So what am I getting
And
at
so
here?
when Daniel adopted her right around her bat mitzvah, so I don't know whether that changed. She got an aliyah actually to the Torah in Santa Cruz. She did that. We're very
It
open
sounds-
to
I don't know what.
Santa Cruz, that sounds right to me.
It sounds like
So I
the
don't
name
know.
should come from his mother.
And that's what
son.
and
Oh.
that's and
But
that's
this is interesting.
and that's what
Some
happens.
rabbis would suggest, well, in that case, the lineage should then be mentioned after the mother, because the mother's Jewish and
The
it's a
mother's
direct
Jewish.
parent.
And what
And
happened?
that's my other son-in-law. My new son-in-law's father is not Jewish. So on their ketubah, it says Yisrael Ephraim ben Shulamit.
That's interesting,
And
because
so
some
somebody
rabbis,
somebody in the audience was like, I knew somebody was. Gonna
some
do
rabbis
that.
would say,
looking like what? It says
some rabbis would say that you would write. See, some rabbis say that opinion. Some rabbis say you would say the son of his mother, who is the daughter of his grandfather,
grandfather
because we're still trying to determine some kind of patrilineal
I think
descent.
I think.
So I don't know how far back it went.
They didn't go.
Like
as
in
far-
Rav Peretz's father's ketubah, they go 3 or 4 generations back. They don't just list the
But
parents'
what
names.
happens if both, if the adopted child is from a non-Jewish
Non-Jewish
family,
parents,
and
yeah.
neither of the parents are Jewish?
That might
That
be
child
easier.
goes through a conversion process.
Yes,
And then
it
it's
did.
easier.
And then the laws that apply, of course.
Yes,
Then
absolutely.
he's-
At
And then
birth.
it's
what?
Bat Sarah and Ben Abraham.
Yes.
Then
That's
does he
easier.
become a
That's
Cohen or
easier.
a Levite?
Why do you guys go so far away? I once did a chuppah for someone who's Jewish, whose father's Jewish, but whose mother wasn't Jewish.
Oh, okay.
And then they converted to Judaism. But their father's Jewish. So which name do I write in the ketubah?
The father's name.
Well, you can write the father's name on the ketubah.
But it's not really true, because when a person converts, they become a new person.
That's right. Therefore, it would have to be
Oh.
Ben Abraham, but
Well, then it's Ben Levi. If he becomes a new person, he was always not converted. Way take it back.
no, wouldn't it be Sarah and Abraham?
It would be.
That's
We
what
would
I
write.
see.
We would write in ketubah the daughter or the son of Abraham.
Yes, that's exactly what I
That would be
Okay,
my
so then
assumption,
what's the
but
problem
now
with
we've
So
got
why am I
all
telling you all
this?
this? I'm telling you all this because before you listen to an answer to a question, you must understand how complicated the
And
question
there's
is.
another question.
Yes.
When somebody is sick, you do the Mishaberach is done on the mother.
Yeah.
So what if the mother's not Jewish?
Very good. The same
Then
question.
you would
It's the other way
say
around.
Sarah, then you would go to Sarah, but Sarah.
So
Wouldn't
then-
you?
So when they pray, a convert, he says, "My God, the God of my fathers," because you're saying he becomes a new person.
Very good. We have to appreciate first the question. So that's what we were getting at.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we appreciate the question, let's read Maimonides' answer. Let's read it.
Thank you.
Amar Moshe bar Maimon. Said Rabbi Moshe, the son of Maimon, Mibnei Galut Yerushalayim Asher Bisfarad, who is from the exiles of Jerusalem, which is currently living in Spain.
Okay.
You could write your name also. You're a descendant of those Jews who were exiled from Jerusalem. You're now living in the exile of San Diego.
Yes.
Write such a thing. Don't be afraid. הגיע אלינו שאלות מרנה ורבנה עובדיה. I got a question from our master and teacher Ovadia. Now Ovadia was neither a rabbi nor a master or teacher of the Rambam. Ovadia is a convert to Judaism.
The Navi.
And Ovadia, no,
Oh,
just a
oh,
convert to Judaism.
Just
Just a random Ovadia from the street. And this is that the Rambam treats him, right? My master and teacher. He doesn't even know him.
Oh.
But he converted to Judaism.
Mm-hmm.
There's something great to learn from such a person.
Mm-hmm.
Hamaskil, the intelligent one. Hamivin, the understanding one. Ger HaTzedek, the righteous convert. It's only in this generation that people are embarrassed to tell you they converted to Judaism.
Why?
It's like how people are afraid to tell you that they were Balei Tshuva. Not everybody. But we live in a crazy world.
People are afraid to put menorahs in their front window.
Well, that's a different
That's a
problem.
different
Yeah,
problem.
But in the Jewish world, it used to be a person's a convert. Wow, this is a person that, they left to come to the Jewish people. It's a person that you should admire, not a person you should be, we don't like to marry people. It's a crazy world that we live in. But I can't save the whole world at once. We're starting just with us.
Yeah.
But understand, the Rambam is calling him the convert as a term of endearment. Yishalem Adonai Pa'olo. Hashem should pay him back for his actions. Uti maskoroto sheneman mi'im Adonai Eloi Israel. And Hashem should give him a full reward from the God of Israel. Asher ba lechasot tachat knafav, because he has come to dwell under the wings of Hashem. Sha'alta, you asked me a question. Al iskei habrachot v'atfilot bencha leben atzmecha. Now, the reason the Rambam is so special about this letter is most of you are only familiar with the Rambam in his works on philosophy or his works in Jewish law. Very, very few of you have studied the writings of the Rambam from his letters. In his letters, you feel the Rambam as a person, not the Rambam as a rabbi, not the Rambam as a teacher, not the Rambam as a codifier of Jewish law or a philosopher. You meet a human being, the Rambam. It's a very different Rambam that you meet here.
Are they translated into English?
They're not translated into English.
That's so sad.
Not that I know of.
That's sad.
You asked me about praying, whether privately or inside of a community, meaning you're the leader of a community. Hayesh lomar, should you say, Eloheinu v'lo avotenu, my God and the God of my fathers, Asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, Asher hivdilanu, you have separated us from the non-Jews, Asher bachar banu, you have chosen me, Shinchaltat avotenu, that you have given to my fathers an inheritance of the land of Israel. Shotzetanu meretz Mitzrayim, that you took us out of the land of Egypt. Shasa nisim lavotenu, we make a blessing on the candles. You made miracles for my father. It doesn't say there made miracles for me. It says Shasa nisim lavotenu bayamim ahem bazaman hazeh. You made miracles for my father then and now. It doesn't even mention me.
But he's including my father.
My father's, but my father was a Muslim. I don't know what my father was.
Avotenu, our fathers. Our fathers. He's including himself. He's saying our.
So the question is, this Ovadia says, I don't know.
Do I include
Do I include myself in that category?
Isn't it referring to the patriarchs?
It is.
Well, yeah.
But he's not a biological descendant of them. He's asking
But
the
he
question.
is now.
Ovadia Hager,
That's
the
what we're
convert
trying-
Ovadia, is for the first time in Jewish history bringing up a question. Now, it could be that until today it was very clear that how a convert prays, or that nobody ever dared ask the
No
question.
one asked.
No one asked the
But
question.
if he's taking on all the mitzvot, he's taking
Appreciate
on
the question. The question. You don't have to. It's okay. Sometimes we learn questions and we don't even answer them. And people go, we didn't get an answer. What's the big deal? You didn't get an answer. You know how many things I don't know? You know how many things you know around this table that I don't know? No, not just Jewish things. I sit in a room, people. Someone knows how to change a tire. I don't know how to change a tire. You know how to file your taxes? I don't know how to file my taxes.
It's
There's certain things you know that I don't know.
not essential to know.
It doesn't, I'm not saying essential or not essential. The point is that you can relax a little bit if you don't have the answer to every question.
Right.
It's not gonna. Now that we have the question, let's give Marlene the answer she's been waiting for. Says the Rambam, Yesh lecha lomar, you should say hakol kitikunam. You should say everything the exact way that it's written in the Siddur. Ve'al teshane davar, and don't change one word. Ela kmo sheitpalel v'yivarech kol ezrach misrael, but rather just like every Jewish person prays, kach ha'u levarech u'litpalel, so too you should also pray. Ben sheitpalel yichidi, whether you pray privately, ben she'ita shliach tzibur, or whether you are the chazan for the entire community, you pray the same exact way, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu. Why? Says the Rambam, v'ikar hadavar. You have to understand the principle of the matter. Sha'Avraham Avinu Our father Avraham, hu shelimed kol ha'am, he's the one who taught the whole world. V'hiskinam v'hodiam dat ha'emet. He's the one who opened up everyone's eyes to this belief in one God. V'chudosh l'kadosh baruch hu, and to the fact that there is one Hashem. Lefichach, therefore, kol mi shitgayer, anyone who will convert, ad sof kol hadorot, until the end of time. V'chol hamiyached shmo shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and anyone who believes in one God, k'mo shehu katuv b'Torah, like it's written inside of our Torah. Talmido shel Avraham Avinu alav shalom, uvnei veito hem kulam. He becomes a student of Avraham Avinu, and from the members of the household of Avraham Avinu. Nimtza, so what comes out of this? Avraham Avinu alav shalom, our father Avraham, hu av lezaro haksherim, he is the father of any one of the descendants of the world who choose to go on the path of ksherim, of the kosher path. Ha'olchim b'derchav, anybody who walks in the ways of Avraham Avinu is the son or the daughter of Avraham Avinu. Ve'av letalmidav ve'chol ger shitgayer, and any convert that converts to Judaism. Lefichach yesh lecha lomar Eloheinu v'le'avotenu, you should say, my God and the God of my fathers, she'Avraham alav shalom hu avicha, because Avraham, of blessed memory, he is your father. Isn't that emotion the Rambam's writing? You don't find this in the Shulchan Aruch.
No.
You don't find this. You find this in the letter from the Rambam. V'yesh lomar, and what about that which you asked, that you inherited the land of Israel to my fathers? Shel Avraham nitna haaretz. Avraham gave you the land. You are his son. Hashem inherited the land to Avraham, and he's your father. Once you have entered under the wings of the divine presence, and you're now attached yourself to Hashem, there's no difference between you and me, says the Rambam. Marlene answered it right the first time.
Oh.
All the miracles that were ever done to the Jewish people, it's as if they were made not just for us, but also for you. Says the Rambam, you should make all the blessings, everything else.
And he should be called up to the Torah.
Veda, and you should know. Ki avotenu sheyatzu miMitzrayim, our fathers that left Egypt. Rubam of the avodah zara hayu b'Mitzrayim. Most of our forefathers who left Egypt were idol worshippers.
Yes.
Our parents.
Yes.
I once had to deal with an ugly mother-in-law. She didn't want her son to marry somebody who converted to Judaism because her dad is an idol worshiper. I don't even want my kids to... You know, I told her, I said, your dad was an idol worshiper too. What's special about your dad? So a few generations before, big deal. Big deal. We're all converts to Judaism. No, it's different. What's different? The difference is that you didn't make a choice to be Jewish, but she did. She's better than you are. You were just born into something. It doesn't make you so special. Sometimes you have to know what to tell a person.
Did it work?
Hashem knows. Nitarvu bagoyim v'limdu mimaasehem. They mixed in with the Gentiles and they learned from their ways in Egypt. Ad shalach HaKadosh Baruch Hu Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom, until Hashem sent us Moshe Rabbeinu of blessed memory, Rabban shel kol hanevim, the master of all the prophets. V'hivdilanu min ha'amim, he separated us from the nation of the world. V'chnisanu tachat kanfei Shechina, and he let us enter under the wings of the Shechina. Lanu ulechol hagerim, for us and all those who converted to Judaism. V'sam lechulanu chok echad, and he gave us one Torah. And then listen what the Rambam tells him. He doesn't have to write these things. He says, "V'al yehei yichuscha kal beinecha." He says, don't think that your lineage, don't let it be light in your eyes. Meaning, don't be embarrassed of your lineage. Why? Im anachnu mityachasim laAvraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. He said, if I, the Rambam, can trace my lineage back to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, our forefathers, Ata mityaches, who are your forefathers? Lemi she'amar v'haya ha'olam. to He who said, and the world came into being. He says, you are a son of Hashem. I'm a son of Avraham, but you're a son of Hashem, says the Rambam.
I understand.
Could you say that last statement and explain what you're connecting it to?
Yes. He's saying, you, Ovadia, maybe you're embarrassed. Your father is not Jewish, your grandfather is not Jewish, your mother is not Jewish. He says, don't be so embarrassed. But if I say that my great-grandparents were Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, your great-great-grandparents are Hashem, the creator of the world. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. And this letter goes on, and it goes on, and it goes on. And he ends it off the way he ends off every letter. V'katav Moshe. And Moshe wrote. This is Moshe meaning the Rambam.
Oh yeah, Moshe.
He called himself Moshe.
Yeah. Do you know when we read these letters? When a person comes out of a mikvah after they convert. Shulchan Aruch says you have to bring them close. You have to make them feel so proud that they're Jewish. In our circles, a person who converts to Judaism makes a party, a big party, like a wedding, and they invite everybody in town to come. They tell them they converted. The last few people that I saw convert, they did it under covers. They came here. They pretended because people are embarrassed. You should know the way the Jewish community treats converts is probably the reason we're still in Galut. It's worse. People tell you about our infighting and we don't get along with each other. It's nothing compared to the way we treat people converted to Judaism. It's nothing compared to the way we treat them. Listen to what I'm telling you.
I know.
I'm telling you as a rabbi. I'm not telling you as a ignorant rabbis from the street. The zilzul, the absolute, the blatant disregard for someone who converted to Judaism. Forget putting them on a pedestal, but don't step on them into the earth. The people are holier than we are. We make a prayer every day that we should be like al tzaddikim, like the righteous, al chasidim, on the pious, al ziknei Chabad Yisrael, on the elders of the Jewish people, val gerei hatzedek, Hashem, the righteous converts, and that's who I'm hoping to be like. You know the sincerity of a person who left everything that they have to become Jewish. Their parents don't talk to them anymore. Their siblings think they're crazy. They lost all their friends. Their support system is gone. But for what? For what do they do it? You think they did it for the cheap tuition to Jewish school? What do they do it for? Because they didn't know what to do with the membership rates that they were saving every month, so they had to join a synagogue. That's why they did it. They did it because they wanted to be like Am Hashem, the people of Israel. And we don't even care. We don't even care to be Jewish, let alone they. You know how much hard they had to go through? How much work they had to go through?
Yes.
And the Rambam has another letter. Forgive me that I'm extending my time with the letters.
I'm guilty of that. You know, not having enough respect for converts. I mean, this is the first time I've heard this kind of lecture.
And so Baruch Hashem, from today on, it's going to change, right?
Yeah.
Baruch Hashem. So then you have nothing to worry about.
It's
I
interesting.
mean, it's kind of an unconscious thing. You know, it's not something I rationalize, but on the one occasion that I was aware of two converts, I thought, wow, they must really be uninformed because it's not easy to be a Jew. You know?
There was a lady, she lives in LA now, but she was part of our Kehillat. She's a convert. You can get more higher level than she is.
Really.
You know who she is, I think.
Oh.
I won't say, but you know, you met her. She's very, very, very high level. She's convert.
So the Rambam writes the following. There's another convert that wrote him a letter. I don't know that most of the things that rabbis did in our exile, aside from writing books and teaching classes, they were like lighthouses. You know, people would write letters to them and expect answers and would ask them questions. And then most of the books on my shelf behind you, I'm a big collector of letters of rabbis, responsa we call them, and responsum. I don't know what's the proper plural of that, but a person writes a letter to Telecham, he writes them back. After 120 years, they publish all the letters, all the back and forth. Obviously, not to their grandmother. Hey, how are you? Hope the flowers were nice. Hey, the letters that they wrote that were there's something else the next generation can learn from them. The Rambam had a letter. There was someone who converted to Judaism from Islam, and his rabbi at the synagogue had embarrassed him called him a name.
That's not right.
Like, you stupid person that comes from the Muslims. Something to that effect.
Oh my gosh.
And he was very hurt. And he writes a letter to the Rambam. And the Rambam writes, V'asher heshivcha rabcha shelo kehogen, and that which your rabbi spoke to you, which was improper. V'hetzivcha, and he made you sad. V'echlimcha, and he made you embarrassed. V'kracha ksir, he called you stupid. Avera gdola biyado. So it's a big avera in his hands, a big sin. V'chet gadol chatan, a terrible chet he made. V'karov be'enai sheshogeg hu. He says, and I wish that I could tell you that he did this unintentionally. V'ra'ui lo levakesh mimcha mechila, that he must come and ask forgiveness from you. Af al pi she'ata talmido, even though you're the student and he's the rabbi. V'achar kach, and what should he do afterwards? What should the rabbi do after he asks forgiveness?
Change his ways.
Tell everybody else that he made a mistake.
Yeah.
It's not very nice.
Yatsum, he must fast.
Yeah.
Ve'izak, and he should scream out to Hashem. Ve'itpalel, and he should pray to Hashem. Ve'chana, and he should submit himself to Hashem. Ulai yitkaper lo, maybe Hashem will forgive him. He already asked forgiveness from the person. Maybe Hashem will forgive him. Maybe Hashem will send him forgiveness. What was this rabbi drunk? Says the Rambam. Ever seen someone write like this? This was man drunk. He didn't remember that 36 times in the Torah Hashem commands us to love the convert. Not to eat meat and milk is written 3 times. To keep Shabbat is written twice. To love the convert is 36 times. We're out of proportion. He says, "Da, you should know shechovah shechiyaftanu haTorah al hagerim." The commandment that Hashem told us about converts, Gdolah, He is great. How great is it? Al ha'av al ha'em. Regarding our parents, what are we commanded regarding our parents?
To respect them.
To respect them, and what else?
To love them.
Honor.
Honor them.
Honor and respect are the same word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kavod uvemora. What is mora? Awe.
Oh,
Revere them. We must fear our parents. Shulchan Aruch says that if our parents take our money and rip it to pieces and throw it into the ocean, we still can't say something. Why? Not because they're good people. It doesn't make them good people. Hashem commanded me that that's the amount of respect I give a parent. I'm guilty of this. All of us are guilty of this.
No, you're not.
All of us are guilty of such things. Hashem knew. But then in the Sephardic version of the Vidui, we say in the letter Tzadi, we say Tziarnu Avayim. We gave hardship to our parents. There's no one who's free from such a thing. But the hope is that we train our children, at the very least, try to do a little more.
What if the parents were addicts and drug dealers?
I don't have to help them, and I definitely... there are even things... There's a rabbi in Yerushalayim who wrote a letter that if parents were smokers and the child was born with a disease, when he turns bar mitzvah, he can sue his parents in a rabbinic court for making his life miserable. They're not just because they're parents, they don't have diplomatic immunity, but there's a vast level. So they were drug addicts. Okay, I'm not respecting that they're drug addicts. Sure. Someone said, well, their parents hated them, left them, they passed away. They still have to sit shiva for their parents. And it might not even be because of them. At the very least, they gave them life. They gave them life. But more than that, Hashem says the moment we allow children to go against their parents, you undermine the whole order of the world. It's like an army. It could be the general's wrong. But if an officer would challenge a general, and a private would challenge an officer, then you would have war inside of an army. Sometimes there just has to be order in the world. He could be wrong, but you still have to listen. It sounds a little bit too harsh. That's the order. I'll tell you the problem with the world. People ask me about TV and about movies and about should their children watch, should they not watch. They're afraid of the bad language. They're afraid of the sexual content. So the worst thing that happens from movies is not the other things they're going to learn everywhere. The bad words they're going to learn at school already. Unfortunately, it's not a good thing, but it's unfortunate that's what's going to happen. But the worst thing that comes out of these things are the lack of Jewish morals in these movies. The world, and it's already become normal. They have a teenager, teenagers make their parents' life miserable. But just because you're between the ages of 14 and 20, you're allowed to drive your parents' life into Gehenna. But we're taught that way. The kids on the street are taught that way. Parents are annoying. Give me my space, get out of my life, I know it. Well, we've all said it and we've all heard it, but we didn't learn it somewhere. We learned it from the streets, we learned it from movies, we learned it from radio, we learned it from wherever it is. And you rarely hear me talk out about these things. It's a decline of morality that comes on with the world. And you see the results of it in the world. Sometimes I shop somewhere. I was at Target recently, and I saw these two parents with their baby. I told my wife, if these people are fit to be parents, then I could be the Pope. I know these people, what right do they have to have children? Forgive me, I'm judging a person by looking at them. But they can't even take care of themselves. Let them take care of another human being. This kid's going to grow up, he's going to look up at his parents, and he's going to say, they're crazy people. And I still have to respect them? We're setting up a generation for failure. You're too young to have kids. You're not responsible enough to have kids. You're too addicted to your own problems to have kids. So don't have kids. Nobody commanded you to have kids. Stay away. Today you need a license to drive a car. You don't need a license to be a parent. Now, how would that work practically? I don't know how it would work practically. But you know how many kids there are in the world that have parents, but they don't actually have parents?
Yes.
I'm not talking about the kids that are in orphanages and the kids that are in foster homes. I'm not talking about the inevitable circumstances of life. But kids that are at home and they don't have parents.
Right, the parents don't know how to be parents.
Yeah. Well, even on a simple level. And again, we could all be guilty of such things. Somebody sent me a text message that they took their father's afikoman because they wanted something back for it. The father didn't even care. But they took away his phone charger, and he said you should see what he did in order to get back his phone charger. It's the way our world looks like. We're living in a scary place. The Rambam says, on parents you have a commandment to honor and to revere them.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah?
You said earlier on that this rabbi should ask forgiveness from the ger and ask forgiveness from Hashem, and Hashem may or may not forgive him. But on Yom Kippur, we say those things that are between man and man, you ask forgiveness from the person, and Hashem can't forgive you for that because it's between you and somebody else.
It seems like when we harm a convert to Judaism, we didn't just harm the convert. We also harm the Shekhinah. A person that did so much to cling to Hashem, and I'm harm. Imagine if I hurt somebody's husband, God forbid. I'm also hurting the wife. I didn't speak to her even. But those two are so close that if I hurt one, I am inevitably hurting the other one.
So it's different.
There are sometimes people in San Diego, I'll tell you, this is a personal thing. They talk to my wife, they're friends with my wife. As long as they hate me, they talk about me all over the world. But my wife, it's like a divide and conquer tactic.
It's not true.
But she's married to me.
Yeah.
What do you think? How do you think it makes her feel?
Awful.
Yeah.
But people don't think. They think that they could separate people. I'll talk to someone's kids, but not to the... What are you? Are you not normal? What are you? They live in the same house. HaKadosh Baruch Hu and a convert are in such a deep relationship. I hurt one, I'm inevitably hurting the other one. Think about it the other way. It's the same way when a convert to Judaism sees us disrespect Hashem. They can't tell, like, you're Jewish, how could you have that against HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It's an intimate relationship that only they share. What about a prophet? How much do you have to listen to a prophet?
And Nabi.
Yeah.
The commandment is Vayishma, to listen to a prophet. Not to fear, not to revere.
Listen.
To listen. And to a convert, it's the only place in the Torah that Hashem says to love another human being.
Wow.
Yeah, we say V'ahavta l'recha kamocha, love your fellow like yourself. But on a biblical commandment level, 36 times in the Torah, it's the only time you've seen such a thing. You don't have to love your parents. It's a scary world, so you don't love your parents, but you don't have to love them. You know, there's a famous story. In the halakha, it says that you have to respect your parents. How do you respect your parents? By being with them, by visiting with them, by shopping for them. It's a mitzvah. Not with your own money, you know that. If your parents said, I need something at the store, you don't have to use your own money for them. That's not an obligation. You have to go buy it, but they have to give you money for it. Obviously, you have the choice to use your own money, but you know, your father says, help me to put on my coat. Rashi says it's on Torah. You have to help him put on. You don't have to buy him the coat. You have to help him put on his coat. So there's a famous yeshiva student in Poland. I believe it was in the Chavetz Chaim's yeshiva, but don't hold me to it. And his father was very sick, and yeah, time went on, and I heard the story from Rabbi Temler, who was my Rebbe in Baltimore. And his father kept writing letters, come visit me, and the guy says he's broke. His father doesn't send him train tickets. He's not going to go visit his father. He has enough kids at home that can take care of him. Why does he have to leave what he's doing to go to his father? Finally, the father sent a letter to the Kehillat Chaim. Kehillat Chaim summons his boy and says, what are you crazy? Your father said, go be with your father. He doesn't send me a train ticket. Right, Rabbi, right, the halakha is that he has to pay. I don't have to pay to go visit him. He's like, you're right. So you don't have to pay for a train ticket. But who exempted you from walking? You don't want to fly to New York? Not fly to New York, but start walking. What's the moral of the story? It is not a tit for tat kind of system. But there's a certain, this is by a convert, this rabbi has an obligation to love you. Can I read you another sentence?
Yes.
Yes. Now this convert seemed to be very sad because the word that the rabbi used to call him was a stupid person. It seems like the background of this was he was in class with the rabbi, and the rabbi taught something, and this student said, the rabbi, you're wrong, I'm sorry, there's a different truth. And the Rambam says, but you're right. Not only was he not allowed to call you that, but you were also right. You were the right, the rabbi was wrong. But he says more than that. That which he called you a stupid person. He says, I'm bewildered. Adam sheniach aviv, a person who left his father, umoladato, and his home, umalchut amo, and his country, viadam hanetuya, and not just any people, says the Rambam. He's living in a Muslim country, meaning he leaves the kingdom. The people have the money, the people have the power. He leaves them to convert to this lowly, downtrodden nation. Vehevin ba'en libo, and in his heart he realized, uvav v'nidbak b'umazo, and he came to cling to the Jewish people. Shehi hayom lemitaev goy eved moshelim. He said, to the kind of person that all the non-Jews embarrass and humiliate him, that we're like slaves to the non-Jews, he says. This is the Rambam situation, that's where they were. He says, a convert in that country, in that situation, he gave up everything for what? No, for no physical gain. Today you could say someone converts, they wanted to join the country club, they wanted to, be part of whatever conspiracy, they want to be a banker, and whatever conspiracy theories do you think Jews come up with. But then it wasn't the truth, that wasn't what happened. V'hikir v'yada shedatam dat emet v'tzedek, and he came to the self-understanding that the religion of the Jewish people is a true religion. V'hevin dachei Yisrael, and he delved into the ways of Am Yisrael. V'yada, and he figured out shekol hadatot gnuvot midatam. Again, the Rambam would never write such things in his code of law. The Rambam says, and he realized that all of the other religions were stolen from the Jewish people. V'zeh mosif, and this one adds to it. V'zeh goreh, and this one takes away from it. V'zeh meshaneh, v'zeh mechazev. This one edits it, and this one destroys it. U'mechapeh al Hashem dvarim asher lo ken, and they blame all kinds of things on God that are not true. It's all the religions, the copy and paste. They all stole things from us. V'radaf achar Hashem, and this man chose to chase. He said, you chose to chase after Hashem. V'avar b'derech hakodesh, and you went through the holy path. V'nichnas tachat kanfei Shechina, and you went under the wings of the Shechina. Listen to what he writes. V'nitabek ba'afar raglei Moshe Rabbeinu, and you have sat as a student at the feet of Moshe Rabbeinu. Rabban shel kol nevi'im, you are a student of the master of all the prophets. V'chafetz b'mitzvotav, and you desire all of his mitzvot. And you are going up on a path of angels, says the Rambam. And you are rejoicing and you are being happy in the joy of the tzaddikim, of the righteous. And you have thrown away this world from your heart. Somebody who did all this, you're going to call him stupid? That's a stupid person. Chalil alachai, it says, God forbid. Lo ksil kara Hashem shimcha. Hashem does not call you stupid. Ela maskil. an intelligent one, umevin, an understanding one, upikeach, and a smart one, v'holech nechachot, and someone who walks on a proper path. Talmido shel Avraham Avinu, you are a student of Avraham. Shehiniach avotav, who he also left his father, umoladato and his people, uvenatach Hashem, and he ran after Hashem. Umi sheberach et Avraham rabbecha, and he who blessed Avraham, your rabbi, v'natan lo scharo ba'olam hazeh u'la'olam haba, and he gave him a reward in this world and the next world. Hu yivarech otcha, he should bless you also. V'yiten lecha schachak raui ba'olam hazeh u'la'olam haba, he should reward you in this world and in the next world. V'yarich yamecha, and he should make your life long. Ad shetoreh b'mishpatei Adonai l'chol adato. He said, and I bless you that you will not just be a student of a rabbi, but you'll become a rabbi in your own right, and you will teach law of Judaism to all the people of Israel. And Hashem should bless you that you will see all the consolation that is coming to the Jewish people. God willing. The Rambam's letter towards a convert who came from Islam.
Amazing vision.
Yeah.
It's an amazing vision.
I question why we don't teach this in elementary school. Why don't the first graders coming out of Jewish school know this? The kid in the class, he has something to be proud of that he's a convert to Judaism. Not everybody gets that chance. Who here can say, I'm a student of Avraham Avinu? I studied from Moshe Rabbeinu. My father is Hashem. We'd like to. We're all working towards that cause. But this person did what we'll take a lifetime to do. They accomplished it in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years, however long it took them. To shift our perspective. And that brings me to the Megillah. Because the last thing I'm going to tell you today is a line from Megillat Esther. Remember the famous story which we're going to begin in depth next week. About Ruth. Esther. Why am I telling you about Esther all the time? Megillat Ruth. Megillat Ruth. Ruth is the daughter-in-law of Naomi. Very good. The sister-in-law. Sisters or sisters-in-law? Of Ruth and Orpah were sisters?
Yeah.
Sisters.
Yeah.
She's the great-grandfather of David HaMelech. This is, I didn't mean to read it to you, but it fits in today.
And she was the wife of Boaz, right?
And she was the wife of Boaz. Listen very, very carefully to what I'm reading. The story, the details, the background, we're going to start next time. But just for right now. Naomi tells her, listen. Vatomer Naomi l'shtei chalotea. Naomi tells both of her daughters-in-law. It's interesting, in Hebrew, the word for mother-in-law is a chama, like wrath.
Really?
And the name for a daughter-in-law is a chala, which means destruction.
No.
It's interesting that those names share the same roots. I just a thought out there. I haven't seen this in any book. I'm just,
Uh-oh.
Vatomer Naomi l'shtei chalotea. Naomi tells both of her daughters-in-law, Lechna shovna isha levet ima. Every one of you, just go back to your mother's homes. She lost her sons. They're now widows. Go back to your families. Yaseh Adonai imachem chesed. Hashem will do chesed with you, kindness with you. Kasher asitem im hametim v'imadi. Like you did for the dead children, you should also, and you did for me, Hashem should bless you the same way. Vatishak lehem, she kisses them. Vatisaena kolan v'tifkena, they started crying. It was an emotional moment in their life. Their mother-in-law, they're leaving her. Vatomarna la ki itach nashuv lehamech. And then they say, no, we want to go with you. We want to go back to the land of Israel. We want to be with you, with your people. Vatomer Naomi says, Shovna b'notai, go back home. Lama telech naimi, why are you going to come with me? Ha'od li banim b'mai, vayu lechem la'anashim. Do I still have children in my womb that you are going to marry? What are you going to gain out of this? And again, she says a third time to go back, which is probably the source for where these people come up with the idea of 3 times. But notice, she's not pushing them away. She's having a conversation with them. So what I mentioned to you at the beginning.
Yes.
It's a distancing without distancing. The point is not to distance. The point is to, I want to figure out if you're really real. Shovna b'notai, לכן כי זקנתי להיות לאיש, כי אמרתי יש לי תקווה, גם הייתי הלילה לאיש, גם ילדתי בנים. He says, go back. It's not worth it if you're coming with me. Vatishak Orpah lechamuta. Orpah kisses her mother-in-law. Verut davka ba. And Ruth clung on to her. And Orpah leaves, and Ruth says, please don't make me leave also. Then she says, כי כל אשר, ותאמר רות, אל תפגעי בי לעוזבך לשוב מאחרייך. She says, please don't hurt me, please don't make me go away from you. What Ruth says to her mother-in-law, don't make me leave. But my sister left, I don't want to leave.
With sister-in-law.
Her sister.
Her sister.
And
Our parents would get very emotional.
That's what I thought.
And sister-in-law, but she's
That's
her
what
sister.
I-
They were both.
It was her sister.
Every year when our parents would read the sentence, he would get very emotional. Scream, you also, it says Christ. This is the words that have never been said in history. Ki el asher tilchi elech. Wherever you go, I will go. Uvasher talini alin. Wherever you sleep, I will sleep. Amech ami, your people are my people. Ve'elohayich Elohai. And your God is my God.
Yes.
Ba'asher tamuti amut. And where you die, I will die. You ever heard this Christian line, until death do us part? It's from here. They didn't, like we said, the Rambam said, it's all copy and paste. They just stole from us.
So when you just read, your God is my God, is that a moment when she's actually converted?
Very good, very good. We're going to talk about this next time. But yes, that's me. This is what you're saying. V'sham ekaber, and I'll be buried there. Ko yaseh Adonai li v'cho yosif. This is what Hashem should do. Ki hamavet yafrid beni v'nech. Only death will separate between the two of us. ותראה כי מתאמצת היא ללכת איתה, and when Naomi sees that she's really trying hard to come with her, ותחדל לדבר אליה, and she stops speaking to her. Okay, I accept. ותלכנה שתיהם עד בואנה בית לחם, they go back to בית לחם,
But
the land of
Oprah
Israel.
went home, right?
Yeah.
Oprah
Yeah,
went
she
home.
didn't stay.
She didn't stay.
That sounds exactly the way, why the rabbi adopted the three
Three
times.
times, yeah.
That sounds very much.
The Rambam didn't mention this, the Shulchan Aruch doesn't mention this, the Talmud doesn't. It's
They
not.
probably got it.
It's a nice idea, but it's not a halakha.
No.
Why did I read this to you? Because the bottom line of conversion, that you know if it's genuine or not genuine, and when a judge is on the court and he has to make the call, do I convert or do I not convert? The question is your level of commitment the same level of commitment as Ruth? Will you stand here and say, I will live with you, I will sleep with you, Am Yisrael, if you're in the middle of the golden age in Spain, I'm going to be part of you, and if you're being marched to concentration camps, I'm going to come with you also. Asher amut, tamuti amut. Where you die, I'm going to die. Or at that moment, does everyone run back home? No, I'm not really Jewish. That's now, how do you tell that? That only can come from a connection between a court and the person standing in front of them. Rabbi Yosef said that about soldiers that are in the Israeli army, that if they're converted, their level of commitment, that they're willing to die for the Jewish state, is a very high level of commitment. And he used that very often to convert people. If they were soldiers, he converted them. That's a very liberal stance on conversion. You should know, I remember when Rabbi Vadia put out this ruling, it was about 2009, maybe 9, I think it was 2009. And the rabbis in Jerusalem, they put up flyers about Rabbi Vadia. He's a reform rabbi. He puts idols in the everyone's a reform rabbi, you know. He puts idols in the sanctuary of Hashem. But Rabbi Vadia was saying, this is an emotional connection. A person is connected to Am Yisrael. Remember what we started off the class with? I am Hashem who brought Yitro close, not who distanced him. So too you, Moshe, bring him close and do not distance him. What Rabbi Elazar taught us in the Talmud and Psachim. We only were spread out to the nations of the world to bring them back with us. It's time to shift our perspective. To shift what we've been taught. We've been taught wrong. I'm not afraid to tell you that. Reprogram what we've been thinking. And you realize that all these stories, controversial rabbinic courts, they're not so controversial. If anything, those who are controversial are those who are not converting people. They're the ones who are not helping people. Those are the communities that say, sorry, we don't want to marry people who are converts. Sorry, we don't want our kids to go to school with people who are children of converts. You think I'm making things up?
No.
I've met Jews that don't even keep Shabbat, but they don't want to marry somebody who's a convert. What are you? Mela, you told me you're the chief rabbi of Israel. I don't know. Okay, I would still think you're wrong, but I get it. Like, you only want to marry another chief rabbi's kids. But you're just a Jew like I am, so you're just a Jew like they are. But this one's not just a Jew. This was a student of Moshe Rabbeinu. They're a child of Avraham Avinu. You want a better lineage than that? What do you want more? Tell me. You also want money? You don't get a package deal in life. What else? What are you looking for? I know sometimes people, they come here, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, shift your focus. That's what we're going to be doing. The next few years, I hope to be learning Megillat Ruth with you, to see something different with you. But Hashem should bless us. We should keep up on the right track.
Thank you.
Amen. Thank you.